that we have. Although we have struggle, we have things, we still have things to fight.
How do I inspire others to be together, to shun negativity, to shun violence, to shun discrimination and otherness, to be inclusive, to celebrate diversity? Who will do it? I will do it. Thank you.
Youth means hope for the country. Youth means future for the country.
Accountability Lab Nepal and Manusher Jonno Foundation are jointly working on a project called Youth Engagement in Democracy, supported by the US Department of State. And through this program, we are working in these two countries because the challenges in these two countries are similar. Be it the effects of climate change, which we can see in climate-induced disasters. There are effects like gender-based violence. There are issues around inclusion. So despite all these chaos, there are a lot of youth taking their own initiatives forward. And both Manusher Jonno Foundation and Accountability Lab Nepal are promoting the ideas of youth and bringing them together to promote human rights and democracy. So this regional youth summit, where we are bringing youth from Bangladesh and Nepal together to foster a collaboration between them.
Participating in such regional youth leadership summit is very important for both the youth participants in Bangladesh and Nepal because they are get connected, which may actually sustain after the leadership summit. And that will definitely boost it up them to think new innovations, new ideas that can really impact positively to change the country as well as the world.
We are talking about so many different issues, and each and every issue seem to be equally important. And I'm very glad that we are able to speak about these things because it helps us to understand about each other's problems and the prospectus about the future solutions on these kind of issues.
You know, children who are especially in conflict with law are very vulnerable to government scrutiny.
তবে এখানে এসে আমি সবচেয়ে বেশি যে বিষয়টি আমার ভালো লেগেছে সেটা হচ্ছে ইনশিওরিং ইনক্লুসিভিটি। এই সামিটের প্রায় সবগুলো অ্যাক্টিভিটিতে আমি পূর্ণ এবং কার্যকরভাবে অংশগ্রহণ করতে পেরেছি। এর জন্য আমি নিজেকে ধন্য মনে করছি, প্রাউড ফিল করছি।
Allowing me someone who support the queer community or be a voice, or it's time for them to have empathy.
What kind of action plan?
Agenda and manifesto.
For policymakers and technologists, where would you draw the line? We actually directly reached more than 23,000 girls.
Being as a panelist was really amazing because, you know, I got to talk so many interesting aspects of my work and also learn from others. And to have leaders of the new generation and to hear their perspective was something amazing. And I would have loved to hear more about them. And through the summit, it was overall an amazing experience where we got to share each other's initiatives, know each other's achievements, work on our strengths and weakness and opportunities and also threats.
Our thematic area is climate adaptation, mitigation. As a part of our climate education program, we are always focused on something creative.
So these two countries have presented in front of the world that despite our least capacity, despite we are high vulnerable, yes, and despite of our circumstances, our other priorities of poverty alleviation, sustainable development and so on, we are leading from the front.
I have been working for climate justice since 2018 and the scenario was not quite too friendly back then, but now the scenario has been changed through youth action and all the stakeholders, they have come together to tackle this global crisis, and I hope that maybe at some point we will be able to stable the crisis through all of these collective actions. And from this summit, I am really hopeful, and my only takeaway from this summit is that wherever we come together collectively, our efforts come together collectively, there can be some massive changes in some positive way.
Are we ready?
Yeah! For me, as our existence, our stories are very political. It has a politics, it has a lot of impact that can change a lot of things.
With the help of my family, neighbors and well-wishers, I have been sharing the joy of Eid with street children for last 10 years.
So people get frustrated, like just to get their work done, they have to pay the bride. So we thought of creating a confession website.
Representative of the youth group, you have so many fellow friends
Marginalized women often face the intersecting forms of discrimination and oppression.
How often can a youth dare the government ask them question directly or even their recommendation? But we have been able to do so, and this makes me proud.
Starting Travelers, it has changed the vision or version of our parents' perspective as well. As we love traveling, obviously it comes with a name, but also our mothers now love traveling.
Without fear, I started quite challenging menstrual taboos and stigmas in my home. It was a long journey.
The kind of participants that we have in the summit are someone that is aspiring to set up their own institution or are leading a movement. You know, they also want to bring some change in the communities, and this panelist on the other hand are someone that have already been doing it with their institution or with their movement. So we just wanted to show the participants how they can use different approach, and also show the participants what sort of challenges can come, you know, when they are advocating for a cause or when they are leading a movement. So we just wanted to provide a platform for them to question this, you know, people who have already been leading initiatives, and you know, make things easier for them if they have any queries or questions as to what might come tomorrow for them.
In this summit, which has the tagline #YouthPower, I was fortunate enough to get the opportunity to moderate a panel on digital democracy and security. And in my panel, we had brilliant speakers from Bangladesh and from Nepal who were working in grassroots level on freedom of expression, freedom of speech, and cybersecurity. So there were a lot of discussions surrounding the regulation of Nepal and Bangladesh in this context, and what the current scenario is like when it comes to people exercising their freedom of speech and expression. And I have to say that the takeaways I had from these panels were really crucial. It helped me understand how people are actually conducting activism or exercising their right to maybe post on social media or speak on some public platform against the government, for the government, and in many issues.
I get the opportunity to talk about what the situation of our country, how the people is getting the right of digital rights, and how much they know about it, how are they getting victim about misinformation, disinformation, how the statics is. And also I get the opportunity to know about Nepal current situation in digital world and how they are practicing democracy in digital world.
So we had like sessions, like very fun sessions and interactive sessions. Like I really like the outdoor sessions where we like think out of the box and dance and had fun and enjoyed everybody.
So this summit was very insightful, very exciting, and very helpful for me in networking with new people, in getting more insights of what I am doing about digital rights, about digital democracy and all.
It was really an immersing experience, learning each other's culture, but at the same time learning each other's work.
This 4-day summit and the all of experience make all the youth who were attending here more committed to work for betterment of the society and the world.
I'm learning a lot of new things about the Nepali culture and how the Nepalese think about climate change and the youth development. So it's really helping me develop to see in a different perspective.
I believe the people of Bangladesh and the people of Nepal are amongst the most hardworking people in the world.
This program has been an eye-opener. It's been a motivator in knowing that we need to keep going, we need to keep having these tough conversations, we need to work on these things, and somehow, somewhere need to be allies to each other so we can move forward together.